Hey, so guys, last couple of days I've had like this pain in my rib cage. So I just want everybody to know. I just want you to be aware. It would not surprise me, and we all know it's probably from smoking. I got something that's finally brewing up from smoking. And you say, finally? What do you mean finally? Like you wanted it to happen? I go, no, I don't want it to happen. On my primary, sorry, I just woke up, my primary, and I have cancer probably, primary consciousness. No, I don't want that. No, I got stuff I want to do today, you know what I mean? And tomorrow. But make no fucking mistake about it. I was aware, I remember one particular time in my life, and I'm not saying that I needed this woman or I needed this relationship, but I remember, and it wasn't the recent times, it wasn't the last couple of years, there was a time though, with me and her, where I saw like this future, not specifically a future with children, but just a future in my life, and I thought to myself, fuck man, I gotta quit smoking. I thought, fuck, man, I gotta quit smoking. But just so we're all on the same page, if that's the way this is gonna start going down now, like, whatever the fuck that was like something I think of and experience like a tiny fraction, okay? A tiny fraction. So, I guess I've been depressed my whole life. Because that feeling of like, holy shit, this is awesome. Okay, I want to stick around for this as long as I can. Why am I smoking? That's killing me. Like, I never feel that way. Now, I know now that I start going to the hospital, and deciding whether I'm going to have chemotherapy and all this kind of fucking shit, right? Probably lose weight. Check, take 5. Oh my God. I mean, I may not wake up today because I may be all cancer town. I just wanted to be clear to all the people that have watched these videos, all of you, all millions of you, that I don't regret this. Even if I'm about to regret it now, when I call Kaiser and make the appointment. Even in the Advil doesn't work today, because I've been taking Advil for a couple days now. Whether or not I regret it then, I don't give a fuck, okay? Because a long time ago, I was driving with a bunch of dudes, okay? We were driving around. Why, that's not gay. I was driving around, okay, with some of my homeboys, and they were talking about, the subject of smoking came up, and then a friend of mine, who's definitely a bipolar guy with mental problems, like very obvious mental problems, but when he was up, he's fun to be around. When he's down, he's scary and sad, but from the mouth of babes, a little bit, you know what I mean? No disrespect. He wasn't retarded. He said, if you smoke, you're suicidal. And I disagreed with him. I said, no, we're not suicidal. We just don't think about it. We just don't think about it, you know what I mean? That's not true. And then, but I think even on that car ride, or maybe later on, I hope I let him know that he was right. How does it work when someone was a he when you talked to him before, and then they're a she now? You're supposed to, he was right. Do I say she was right? Because aren't I misgendering the person from the past? Oh man, you guys are going to miss me. Anyway, I don't know if I corrected them on the car ride. I don't even know if it's a she now, to be honest with you. Can't say it. That's the worst thing to say. They were correct to a certain extent. The thing that makes someone quit smoking, well, I'd say it's quite often the fact that they want to live longer. And it's important enough. They have children, which doesn't say that they become less depressed. They just feel more responsibility. True. But I'll just say this. A smoker is somewhat suicidal. Because we don't care. And when do people, when they quit smoking, suddenly smoke a cigarette again? When something terrible happens. Anyway, they were correct to a large extent. And so, just know that. Just know that about anybody who keeps smoking and any smokers. I think in the beginning, no, I think anytime you're doing that, you're playing with your life and it's dangerous and we're aware. I'm aware primarily, the important thing to note right now is that apparently I am a depressed person. Apparently that's the reason that my artist names are Failures, Overturned Big Rig, and Derailed Freight Train. That's where I'm comfortable going. When it came to being creative, I was comfortable, the way I was comfortable doing it was to say, let's make some fucking bullshit. Let's just make, if I'm working with someone else, because of myself, I wouldn't really even have to communicate it. I'd just be like, let's make some fucking bullshit. Let's make some shit that's gonna suck. Let's start from a place of absolutely no expectations. Because the only time I'm ever like feeling better about life is when there's no expectations and then something happens. When there's expectations, it's always a failure. And I think most people experience that. But I will say this, that I had that glimpse of like, I should quit smoking years, 10 years ago probably. I had that glimpse of like, I should quit smoking. I gotta quit smoking. I guess I'm asking you to sound off in the comments. Is that something that people experience all the time? Was that just like a heightened state and then most people are already in this self-destruction shit, but they just don't want to spend $13 a day on cigarettes? They don't want to have to worry about the cigarette smell. They don't like the way it feels, so they quit. Because I'm telling you, man, a big part of the reason this has gone on for so long is that, I can only be so aware about my own psychological states. There's a lot of comments of people, as I've done these videos, people saying, get off the drugs, mostly get off the drugs, I guess. They don't really say I'm insane. So that's interesting. I wonder if a lot of people get like you're insane in their YouTube videos. But anyway, I think, there must have been some level of depression. It's not stupidity. Like, as my lungs hurt, a lot of thoughts go through my head. One of them is, I don't have to figure out this job shit anymore. I'll just make sure Overturned Big Rig, Should Have Been Rides Again is published, which is ready to publish. I already set it up. I had a night of other types of pain where I thought I was maybe going to be a goner. I made sure that it was ready to go in a kind of crappy state, which is actually very appropriate for the project. It was just going to come out as 2 songs only, because I actually have the instructions on the wall in that room of what someone should do if they find me dead to make sure that that is published. But yeah, part of it is, all right, I don't have to fucking try to figure out how to make enough money to pay for rent so I can live myself and I can do these things without anyone's hearing me and no judgment and because I just don't like other people obsessing over what I do. I want to do things and I want to publish them and I want to be alone. And I don't believe in heaven, of course. I'm not retarded. I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in any sort of afterlife. I don't believe in reincarnation. So, the process of this, once I call Kaiser and then I get the scan and then I get to talk to the doctor and then you get to decide the things and then you have to quit smoking, of course, but you're still dying and then you're in oxygen and then it's stressful again. You start smoking. It's messy. It's gross. But getting old and dying is fucking messy and gross, bitch. Part of it also is that once you smoke long enough, you've heard enough in your life that it's going to kill you that you just decide, well, you know what, then fuck it. That's what's going to kill me. And you know what else? This is probably for another video, but you don't have to worry about any of the shit people worry about, cell phone radiation, any kind of radiation. You don't worry about anything, you know what I mean? Any kind of shit that people are worried about, you're like, yeah, whatever. I smoke, it doesn't count. It's not going to fuck me up. It doesn't really hurt to breathe, so maybe I don't know, but it hurts like to lay down and stuff, which sounds more like a rib injury to me, but you never know. I might have something else. I'm 50 years old. I might have something else, and then it has nothing to do with it, but it doesn't matter. It's that's the point. That little fleeting period that I had that I should have had this video just stick to that subject. That fleeting period, I think it's something that other people experience almost permanently sometimes, and I don't experience that. And actually, when I experienced that, I kind of thought, okay, this is the way things are supposed to go. Jesus, I'm gonna have to quit smoking. I'm actually worried about it. Oh my God. So yeah, maybe I've been, even when I'm laughing and even when I'm having fun, I think maybe there's a permanent depression that exists in me that would make me then go, okay, that was fun. Now I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments.